Hello and welcome to Investors Hangout, brought to you by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund and Value Research. Now, the government stopped issuing fresh sovereign gold bonds in February 2024. Every bond that's already out there is now moving in one direction towards the date it ends. And if you hold one, that date is fixed. That's the day when your gold, it turns into cash in your bank account. So over the next 10 minutes, you will learn three things. What happens when that cash lands in your account, what tax you pay, and what you should do with that money. Dhirendra, let's begin with the basic. The maturity date arrives. What happens next?
2 credit entry happens in your bank account. You get your last interest installment because the interest is payable on sovereign gold bonds semi-annually every 6 months. So the last, and it gets you 2.5% annual return. So you will get the last tranche of interest and you'll get your principal back. This is not a bond fund. This is not a sovereign gold bond fund. It is a bond. It has expiry date. So that day you will cease to be the owner of the bond and you will have this capital principal coming back and the interest coming back, and that is the end of the story. And then you have to plan from here on.
Okay. Everyone, when we think about SGBs, we think that they are tax-free. Is that actually true?
It is substantially tax-free for anyone who bought the bond, who invested in the bond and is holding till the date of maturity. But if you bought it from the market, then it is not tax-free. Then it is taxable from the price at which you bought, and the price at which the price that you will realize. The difference will be treated as capital gains. The capital gains tax exemption was only meant for that investor who bought at the outset, got the money, got 2.5% annual return on his bond holdings for the entire 8-year tenure and gets the redemption proceeds. For him, it is tax-free. But if you bought from the market, your date of acquisition and price of acquisition and the maturity value, that will be treated as capital gains.
Right. Now the money is in my account. Should it go straight back into gold?
It entirely depends. Gold prices have gone up by 3 times, appreciated 200%. So you have to decide that what part of your portfolio is now gold. You have option of buying gold ETF or the gold funds. That could be your gold allocation. Make sure that you are buying to the extent you are comfortable with. If this has turned out to, because of this huge appreciation, if it turns out to be a large sum of money, and it turns out to be 1/4 of your money or half of your money, just feel happy about it and spread it elsewhere. Because I really wonder that the kind of appreciation that we have seen in the past is likely to be repeated over a long period of time. If you invested in sovereign gold bonds as part of your allocation, that okay, let me have gold to the tune of 10% of my overall money or 20% of my overall money. And because gold has appreciated so much and the rest of the market has not appreciated at that pace, this 20% would have become 40%. Maybe just do the rebalancing. Use this as an opportunity because now you are realizing the tax-free money lying in your bank account, and make sure that it does not exceed 10%, 15%, 5%, whatever you set out to be. This is a rebalancing opportunity.
All right. Now, before we move on to the next question, tell us in the comments that if you had to give one job to this money that has landed in your account, what would it be? One line and no fund names. Dhirendra, moving on. If I have to invest this money elsewhere, where should it go?
It entirely depends on your time frame. If this money is not needed for another 10-15 years, then make that allocation to the gold fund or the gold ETF to the extent you want it to be. It should be 5%, 10%, whatever it be. And the rest of the money for the long term will get into equity. For the short run, it should get into fixed income.
And what is the mistake that you expect people to make here?
I fear that investors might commit 3 mistakes. One is that do nothing. The money might come and lies there. And because most sovereign gold bonds were bought in a demat account, and there is always a bank account linked to that demat account. So the money hits your bank account, you get the interest and the principal back, and it just might lie there. Second is that investors might be very pleased with what gold has done to them, and they might have this belief that, okay, I got the money from gold, let me put it in gold again. Buying back on gold on autopilot may not be a good idea because it has been an exceptional phase for gold and it can happen again. but you can't be sure. It has been an extraordinary run for the gold. Make sure that it follows your plan. You can't really chase momentum of the gold, or anticipate a similar luck with gold holding. And the third mistake could be an investor in sovereign gold bonds. He also gets an early exit option, a premature redemption opportunity after 5 years. And one should not exercise that, because gold prices have appreciated. Your realized value will be very high. And there is a definite value for any original holder to hold it till the maturity, because you are not entitled for the capital gains exemption if you sell it before 8 years. If you take your money out, which is the premature withdrawal after 5 years, which is enabled, you will not be entitled for the capital gains exemption. So hold it for 3 more years. Don't exercise the premature withdrawal or redemption option. So 3 things.
So for any sovereign gold bond holder, what should they do after they've done watching this episode?
All investors who have invested in sovereign gold bonds enthusiastically over the period when it was being issued every few months during the year, they should take out their holding statement. NSDL and CDSL send the consolidated account statement. Understand your holdings, note down the maturity date, get a sense of how much money you will get and when you will get it, and make a plan beforehand that the money that you will get, how much money will get into equity, how much money you will consume, and how much money, if at all, should go back into gold funds, and how much money should be invested into fixed income. Have a plan, because this could be a sizable money coming investors' way who invested in sovereign gold bonds.
Right, so maturity is not an event, it is a deadline that was handed to you 8 years ago. That's all we have in this episode. We'll see you next week.
An investor education and awareness initiative of Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.